Welcome everyone to the Delaware County Board of Commissioners meeting for February 28th of 2019. It is almost March, so we survived this far. Harold, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm Barb Lewis, President. To my left is Vice President Jeff Benton. To my right, fellow Commissioner Gary Merrill, our Administrator Mike Fromer, and our Clerk Sarah DeNovo. We can begin.
Resolution number 19-170, in the matter of approving the electronic record of the proceedings for regular meeting held February 25th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Vote.
Vote on motion 19-170. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do have a public comment this morning. I can't read it.
Okay.
Mr. Lewis would like to speak? Come on.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
I'm just here to, I work with the Ohio Laborers Union.
Okay.
Ohio-
Could you just state your name
Okay,
for the
Kevin
record,
Lewis.
please? And you might want to put your mic up a little because you're a soft-spoken guy.
Is that good?
Yes,
That
that's
better?
better. Thank you.
Okay. Kevin Lewis. I work with Ohio LASSET. It's a trust fund for the Ohio Labor Unions. And we work with all 22 locals throughout the state of Ohio. And our training facility that everybody goes to get their certifications and everything is out in Howard, Ohio, just on the east side of Mount Vernon. And you work several of our people when you give out jobs to signatory contractors. A lot of those members of ours are working them for those companies on your roadways and stuff like that. And I'm just here to invite you for a tour. If you'd like to go out and see the place, it's about a 2-hour tour, see what all the certifications are. We have our lab work going on. You can actually see our members doing their certifications and stuff like that. And usually Wednesdays works out the best for us. I know you guys are in sessions usually on Mondays and Thursdays, and we just like to have you out and give you a quick tour and feed you lunch and send you on your way. That's all I
Okay.
got.
Okay.
Hey, we get to drive a truck?
Well, we can probably arrange that. Give you the folder and everything? Sure.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much.
That's got my
Yeah.
business card on there also.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
And we would like to have you out, just take you a little tour and feed you and send you on your way.
Okay. Well, it's very nice of you to come in and invite us.
Okay.
Thank
If you
you.
have any interest, just get in touch with me, okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Resolution number 19-171, in the matter of recognizing 100 years of 4-H in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Have Larissa come up.
Do we have, oh,
Stay with
sure.
that.
Do we have a speaker? Yes.
I would hope, yeah.
Yes.
Good morning. My name's Larissa Hook. I'm the 4-H educator for 4-H Youth Development with OSU Extension here in Delaware County. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for your support and talk a little bit briefly about 4-H. Since its inception, 4-H has connected youth to the research and information from Ohio State University through hands-on education. In Delaware County, it began 100 years ago with 20 boys learning about pigs and production raising gilts. Today, we continue that mission. Within agriculture and livestock, we teach youth through quality assurance, most recently adding information about zoonotic diseases, biosecurity, and responsible use of antibiotics. We have expanded our education beyond agriculture over the years to include science, technology, arts, and many other 4-H projects. In fact, today, we have 2 Delaware City teens heading to Columbus to be trained as digital ambassadors through a national 4-H grant. These teens will be learning about ways to provide outreach to those in our community who are not comfortable with technology use. We currently have 4 teens who are state health heroes, one of which is here today. These ambassadors teach our teens about healthy living and try to include making sure that we all do better at living longer. Our youth continue to live the 4-H pledge. Our heads to clearer thinking, our hearts to greater loyalty, our hands to larger service, and our health to better living. I want to extend our thanks to you, the commissioners, for your support, because it's through that cooperative financial arrangement with national, state, and local dollars that OSU Extension exists, as well as our 4-H program. Today with me, we have some of our past 4-H agents, as well as many members and volunteers. A couple that I want to significantly highlight: Ralph Jordan is here. He was the 4-H agent from 1970 to 1998. We have Bob Irvin, who was 4-H agent starting in 1958 and to 65. We have our 2018 Delaware County Fair Queen and 4-H member, Lauren Van Gundy.
There she is, behind Joe Allen.
A couple members that are here, Allison and Michael Riley. Allison is one of our state health heroes. And one of our longest standing 4-H volunteers, Donna Morton. She has 51 years of service this year. And then along with that, we have several alumni volunteers members, as well as some of our extension staff. So I thank you very much for the proclamation, and I thank you for all of your years of service and support to 4-H and extension.
Boy, thank you very much, and multi-generational.
If anyone want to speak or not.
Yes, good point. Would anyone else like to speak about the
I
importance?
don't think anybody else had planned to speak, so
That's all right.
getting up in front of this mic is a little
speak all the time.
intimidating, which is why I made
Yeah,
notes.
that's right.
So, yeah.
Very good.
That's
on
right.
plan
You don't
speaking.
have
But,
Yes, that's right.
Maybe all of those who are 4-H alumni, if you could at least stand, that would, I think, give them a sense, because we have many on your staff and in the county
John was, yeah.
who are 4-H alumni, and I don't think.
Seriously.
And then, yeah, so right, there's several on your staff who are 4-H, we bleed a little green, which for March is appropriate. And then if our volunteers could stand, and I
Can't stand twice.
you were a volunteer, yeah. Past, present, doesn't matter, so.
Wow.
Which
Gosh.
brought up another group of people, so yes. 4-H has touched many, and we want to continue that. And so we greatly appreciate this proclamation, and we're looking forward to the next 100 years in Delaware County.
Gosh, we appreciate you. Any comments?
Wow. 4-H is a great organization. I think, I've certainly known that for forever, growing up here and knowing a lot of the folks that got in it. So 100 years is phenomenal. We got over 1,000 youth in it now.
Correct, yeah, about
That's-
1,100 current
That's
members.
amazing. I mean, it's such a great organization and involved in so many different things, and just creates good kids that grow into great adults. So,
Now, you looked that way, you didn't look
and,
this
and
way.
Mike. Everywhere. So thank you. It's great to recognize it. It's really
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
We appreciate it.
It's such a great organization, and our county is fortunate enough, we still have a large agricultural community, and I know that there's a strong relationship between the ag community and 4-H, and I see a couple of nods back there. And I'm gonna guess this is a mom, these are your two kids? So here we have a mom and working with the kids and the kids involved, and I think that's fantastic. And all the past leadership that's made all this possible. It's only possible because of the past leadership, otherwise you wouldn't be here today. So thank all of you, and it's not the same organization, but my brother was in FFA, and I remember he used to get up and walk that darn steer every morning and every evening, and I never understood it. But you guys do such great work, and I thank you very much.
No, I thank you so much, too. I mean, and I think the fact that so many generations after you get out of 4-H, whether you've even participated or not, I would suspect have most of you who are volunteering been in 4-H? Most of the volunteers, yeah. But, I mean, that speaks so well of the organization and your dedication to carrying it on, the importance of it. Oh, my gosh, certainly withstood the test of time. And-
Well, and I think part of that too is because we continue to look at, we started in our roots in agriculture and domestics as the two main things, because that was the majority of the workforce at the time. And the research done was for the majority of the workforce, which was farming. 100 years ago, that was the majority of the workforce in the United States. But we've stood the test of time because we expanded beyond that. As our society changed, we continue to look at workforce skills in all aspects, not just agriculture. So while our roots are in agriculture and we're still strongly tied to that, I think our ability to adapt and continue to be viable is because we've expanded our outreach to many different ways.
You've changed with the times. and
Exactly,
adapted.
and that's right, you have to.
Yes, oh, that's,
So although we may associate 4-H with agriculture areas, is there a big presence in Olentangy, for example, or not?
Right, we have probably about not quite a third, but a fourth of our membership is out of the Olentangy area. And so we continue to be strong in all the school districts. In fact, our two over here don't take animal projects. They primarily take, this year they're starting. So, and that's one of the things, sometimes people learn, they do appreciate agriculture through that association, but they've taken primarily some of our STEM-related projects and our food and nutrition projects, so.
that's great. How old does someone have to be to join 4-H?
Our Clover Bud program starts, in fact, enrollment season is right now. Ohio 4-H has its Ohio 4-H Week starting this Sunday. That runs through Saturday of this coming week. They do have to be 5 and in kindergarten to join as a Clover Bud, and then once they're 8 and in 3rd grade, they can start taking projects.
Okay, gosh, that's great.
Yeah, and then their 4-H membership goes until they're 18, so
Oh,
it's.
okay, thank you.
So we cover that whole youth time span from kindergarten up.
So you said 1,100 members
Yes.
approximately?
Yeah.
Is that growing, staying steady, or?
It has been staying steady. We'd love to see that grow. We are looking at outreach, especially in, the southern part of the county and Delaware City, trying to continue that message that we're beyond agriculture
Yes.
projects, because people still have that perception, oh, I don't have an animal, I can't be in 4-H, and that's not true at all. And so we want to continue that message to the public and get them involved.
Larissa, what do the 4-H's stand for? I can
The
always get
4-H's
heart, health, and hand.
Yes, head, heart,
Okay,
hands, and health. And that's been the pledge in the entire time that 4-H has existed, early years prior to it coming into existence in Delaware County, but for its entire 100 years in Delaware County, that's been the pledge, and it's still applicable today. Our heads to clear thinking, hearts to greater loyalty, hands to larger service, and health to better living. And those are still important skills to learn now, in addition, 100 years ago. So the forethought of what topics and the purpose behind 4-H, the forethought that our founders had to have skills that stand the test of time as part of our pledge is just a remarkable thing. So I think that's part of why we're still here, is because the true
Yes.
nature of what we want youth to learn isn't always that particular skill. Skill and knowledge changes over time, but the ability to develop thinking skills, loyalty and passion towards a project, helping hands to larger service, helping others, and better living, those are things that are universal over time.
Sure. Needed more now than ever.
Yes, yes. So-
Definitely. Yeah. And we have, Jane, is it possible to get a picture? I like everybody. And there are a lot of people. Should we go out in the foyer? Yeah, why don't, we have a proclamation, so that we'll give you, and if we.
We,
Madam
thank
President,
you.
can we vote first?
Pardon?
May vote
Oh,
first.
a resolution.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, formally finish the resolution.
yes, yes.
Vote on motion 19-171. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you. Okay, we'll all go out in the foyer and get a picture.
It's time to be replaced though, right? It's time to replace it, right?
I know it was on right across from high school. We used to meet at the church there. So I wanted to be Boy Scout experience. I know. I should have told you today was a session day.
But it is interesting, and I took, that's the way you know for graduates, because we ask, what county are you from? We don't ask the city, village, or. Well, it's like the culmination of the process of every year. By the way, I'm Cheryl Haggerty. I'm former chair of the Salem Community.
There's two of you now.
If we go back in session.
But I chair. There you go.
Oh, this is what I was thinking.
4 years ago, on pooling money, which to buy animals and, if that particular child doesn't have quite the support. Sometimes we're the winner.
We lost our leader.
Yeah, when I got on the fair board, I had one of the Commissioner Whitman's, he pigs farm. Also, apparently the process of raising pigs for slaughter involves moving the pigs around a lot at different ages.
Right.
And his farm obviously he mainly did the grain farming, but he also was part of that pig process. So he
Right.
Anyway, so he tried to educate me on the, what was the different types of hogs in the sense of like, this is the female, this is the male, this is the fixed male, and all that sort of stuff. We did stuff like that. Fair board, you know, so
Right.
I'm on the rabbit committee, so I help with rabbits. On the scale. I told Kelly, I said, I will not let our boy raise a rabbit. Those things are mean.
They can be, yeah.
I mean, every kid they know, just about, all these screams somewhere. I got peed on like a dozen times.
Oh, yeah. They'll bite. Yeah.
I was like, I'm a waymaster, so I'm like, trying to keep them in the box.
Yeah. Better have the protective gloves.
All right,
Nice talking to you.
thank you.
All right.
Okay,
Resolution number 19-172, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants in batch numbers CMA PR 0227 and memo transfers and batch numbers MTA PR 0227.
So moved.
Second?
discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-172. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-173, in the matter of approving travel expense requests.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-173. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-174, in the matter of a new liquor license request from Antonio's Pizza Duo LLC and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Control with no objections and no request for a hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-174. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-175, in the matter of a liquor license transfer request from Setco LLC to Margello Development LLC and forwarding to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control with no objections and no request for a hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 19-175. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-176, in the matter of approving a permit for the use of Delaware County facilities.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Communications Director. This is for the Delaware County Farm Bureau. They've requested use of our large meeting room on March 28th to hold a public policy meeting, so we recommend your approval.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 19-176. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 19-177, in the matter of reappointing members to the Concord Scioto Community Authority Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
This one here is to reappoint Robert Grant as a citizen member to the Concord Scioto Community Authority and Mike Fromer as our local government representative, and we recommend approval.
Vote.
Vote on motion 19-177. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Resolution number 19-178, in the matter of approving the sanitary sewer subdividers agreement for Shelley's Retreat at Carpenter's Mill, Section 1, Phase B.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Shelley's Retreat at Carpenter's Mill is located on Stites Road, just south of Home Road in the Scioto Reserve subdivision. This property is actually in the Scioto Concord Community Authority as one of the new developments in that area. And we're recommending approval of the subdividers agreement.
Vote.
Vote on motion 19-178. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Brings us to administrator reports.
I didn't have a report, but there was a lot of surprised looks when I stood up for the 4-H, so I thought I would, yes, I was a veteran of the Hancock County 4-H. I took hogs to the fair, a pair, 7 times growing up.
Oh,
Seven?
How many times did you win?
I did not win it. I was reserve champion one year. I participated in the greased pig contest 4 times. It wasn't actually grease, it was soap, okay? I was only 2 out of 4, so obviously I'm not the quickest, fastest person, out there. No, I fondly remember one of the greatest things my parents let me do was to spend the night at the fair in the hog barn. I was old enough to finally get to that place. And I really think being able to stay there allowed me to transition to the wastewater business because the smell did not bother me at all. So, no, I very fondly remember 4-H, and the fair there was such a close connection, and it was like the culmination of the year was to be out there. And in Hancock County, we got the whole week off of school
whole week?
to go out to the fair. We actually didn't start school till after Labor Day to have the fair beforehand, so, anyway.
And so you lived on a farm?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I wanted to join Boy Scouts, but my parents told me that 4-H would be a better path, so the rest was history.
Oh, my gosh, that's very interesting.
That's good.
Very interesting, yes. Did you get those details, Tony? Transition? Yeah,
Greased pig contest.
yeah, everything, thank you. Okay, Commissioner Merrill,
That way I get to speak.
that's true.
You go first.
Yeah, yes.
I have 3 or 4 things, and some of them he wouldn't have known about, so I think I have had advantage today. I attended the Education Council for Delaware City Schools that I'm a participant in, and Paul Kraft announces he will be leaving the district and accepting a job with Meta Consortium of School Districts for the state.
Oh, really?
I think end of summer is the date that he'll transition. And I didn't know this, but Dr. Lucas apparently has been the current serving in that capacity, and yes, he's retiring, and Mr. Kraft is taking his place. And he'll be missed in the school system, and
Yes.
it was announced this morning, so I assume it's for public consumption, so
It's
better be.
out there now, yeah.
And regional planning is tonight. And the state of the county, I thought went exceptionally well. I've had, saying countless might be overstating it, but only slightly. I've had a number of people comment about how well they thought it went. Basically, everyone I've run into that was there has made that statement. And Jane, I think you deserve much of the credit for that. You're the one that
Yes.
put it together, so thank you very much. And the only other thing I have, when we were in the hallway out here getting the photo, Mr. Wolford approached me and said that on noon, March 29th, there will be a Vietnam ceremony. It's on a Friday out here in front of the courthouse, so I assume we'll be getting more information on that, but just an FYI, so. And that's all I have.
Commissioner Benton?
Well, Commissioner Merrill took all my topics. So, no, the only other.
Feels like.
Yeah. The only other thing I was going to mention is we've got the reception this afternoon for Carol O'Brien, our prosecutor, whose last day is today and officially ends her tenure at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and we will be reconvening to appoint her successor
That's right.
just before 5. But again, publicly, we've all thanked Carol for her great leadership and great representation of Delaware County. She's been just an exemplary representative for Delaware County in a very visible, very stressful position. So I want to acknowledge that and wish her the best. And obviously, we'll all miss her. That's all I got.
Okay. I'd like to thank Jane, too, for a very successful state of the county. It's, boy, the coordination that's required, but it was really, really nice. I got a lot of comments, too, on how breakfast was better for people than lunch.
And I did ask some of the
I got
people,
the
and I
same.
do think breakfast is kind of more at the beginning of the day. I think it
Right.
probably doesn't break up the day as much.
Right.
So, because I kind of was getting a gauge.
Yeah, I was
And it-
asking people, too,
Yeah, and I think the location in the southern part of the county, since it's a county discussion, was good.
I think so,
Because it was
too.
kind of in the population center of Delaware County.
Right.
So I thought that went well, and Jane did an outstanding job, so.
Yes, absolutely. And Commissioner Benton is going to attend a General Health District Advisory Council on March 14th for me. Thank you very much on that.
I'm attending the award ceremony for DD that evening. Actually, there was 3 events that evening. I wanted to go to Dublin's annual event that evening, because I never made it. It's always a conflict. But I'm going to go to DD instead, so they'll have representation from the board. so.
Okay, oh, that's great. I would like to congratulate our Tony Botkin
That's right.
of the Gazette for being a finalist
Yeah.
in the, I got to get this right, in the Ohio Associated Press Media Editors 2018 newspaper contest, and it is photography.
Congratulations, Tony.
That's a, boy.
That's big stuff,
Yeah,
statewide.
that's great. Yeah, yeah. Best feature photo category for his multitasking submission. Did you want to say anything about the? Okay. All righty. And it seems like there's something else, but can't think of it offhand. I went to a community action Bridges meeting last night, but that's all I have. We do have need for executive session, but I just want to mention, as Commissioner Benton mentioned too, that we will be recessing then later on and coming back into session at 4:55. To, yes, to appoint a successor to Prosecutor O'Brien. Okay, executive session.
Resolution number 19-179, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment, compensation of a public employee or public official for collective bargaining.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-179. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
We are now recessed into executive session.
Resolution number 19-180, in the matter of adjourning out of executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion vote.
Vote on motion 19-190. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. We are now in recess until 4:55 PM today.